This is the tipping switch. The first step is to trace along all the dotted lines. Now this is the tricky line right here because it looks like it's straight, but if you hold a ruler up against it, you'll see that it is not one continuous line. So you actually need to trace this in 3 parts. Starting at this point right here towards the edge, then from here across the middle section, and then from this spot towards the far edge here. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to put my pen down here, line it up like that. And I have to go from here across the middle. So from here to here is one straight line, here to here is a straight line, and then from here to here should be a straight line. That's to give a large target in the middle for the marble to land in, and then a small target at the end, so it will make it easier to connect to the rest of your track. I'm going to go ahead and put trace all the other dotted lines. Next step is to cut out all the pieces along the thick black lines and to cut along the solid thin black lines as well. Do not try to cut out these little tabs in here. Those are just for the for reference to know where the center of the boat switch is, or the tipping switch. We're going to start with this piece first. For this piece, you're going to fold each of these back, making mountain folds. Remember that this is not a straight line, so this has to be folded separately from the other pieces. You use small pieces of tape to attach these tabs to each other. You're going to overlap this piece on top, covering up that pattern right there. So I'm going to put a little piece of tape on here to do that. Fold it over until it's just covering it all. Push that down, fold it over. So let's try it again. I put a piece of tape on here. So there's the piece of tape. I line it up so that it's just covering up the pattern. Push that down, fold it over the top. I have some sticking out over here. I'm going to fold that out of the way. So I put a piece of tape right here so it's sticking out over the top and the sides of this. I'm going to cover up, I'm going to aim so it's just covering up that checker pattern. Push that down, fold it around to the other side. You're going to do that along this side, turn around, and do it along this side as well. When you're all done with the boat part, this is what it should look like. Next we'll take the piece named divider and we're going to fold. Most of these get mountain folds. This piece here, here, here. The only folds that aren't mountain folds and are valley folds are these two little ones at the end. So these two get folded upward like that. And this gets overlapped so that these triangles will overlap each other like that. And then you can put a piece of tape on the underside here, fold it around, do the same thing on the other side for this piece. Right there. And that is the divider, and the fulcrum is made exactly the same way. Alright, these are identical except the names on here. The divider gets put on the inside, and when you tape it down, make sure that it's in the center of this larger piece, and these little lines right here indicate where the center of it is. So make sure that this line is lined up with the top of this. I'm going to put this down on the table. I'm going to line it up. Pieces of tape on the inside in here, and the other side. Just like that. For the fulcrum, this piece is going to get taped on to the bottom so that it can rotate back and forth. And the easiest way to do that is just line up the top of this fulcrum with the black line right in the center here. Put a piece of tape across there from the fulcrum onto the boat part. Turn to the other side, try not to pull it away, but again keep it right up against the boat. And I'm going to put a piece of tape across here as well. Just like that. And this should be able to rotate. And it should last quite a while, even though it doesn't seem very sturdy. It should be able to tip either direction. This is the chute that goes above the boat that helps it direct it and make sure it lands in here. For this I'm going to cut along all the solid lines. Each of these large panels gets folded back, making like one big column. I'm going to lay this down just like that. I'm going to tape these two tabs together right here. Put some tape across the top, line up these two tabs, tape it around like this. And I want to tape this end right here. This has got to get taped together as well, so I'm going to put this together like that. It really doesn't matter which of these is on top of the other. I'm going to do it like this. Tape across there and fold it around the other side. Right, and this little tab right here is going to get folded out. This is a valley fold here and here. Just like that. And these four pieces right here are going to get taped together. And I'm going to put a piece of tape on one of these corners. I put a piece of tape across this corner right here, and I'm going to line that up with this edge right here so that they're just touching. Touch that right there. Then I'm going to fold this around the inside. I'm going to do the same thing for the other three corners. I'm going to put one more piece of tape across here. Alright, so these two tabs will attach to the underside of a beam, and then you can put a track coming right onto this tab and entering into this chute so the marble falls right into the boat switch, or the tipping switch here. When determining where to attach the tipping switch, you'll need two beams, one attached 18 centimeters higher than the other. That means the top edge of one beam needs to be 18 centimeters higher than the top edge of the other beam. You attach the chute to the middle of this beam, and then you place the tipping switch itself to the middle of the beam below it, and just use a couple pieces of tape on each side. This should be able to tip either way, and it may rest against the chute or it may just miss the chute, depending on how you mount it. Should work like this.